All right, it's time to do another song. Someone suggested Aftermath, a user called Be Well, and I see that their icon for their profile is Ziltoid, so they must be a pretty big Devon fan. Yeah, I mentioned in the other Strapping Young Lad song that I listened to that I don't really listen to them that much. I love Devon, but I prefer his Devon Townsend Project material. Strapping is usually just too intense for me, and lyrically and just style-wise, it's just like I usually don't listen to stuff that heavy. So I'm going to give this one a try. I had a feeling it's not going to be very light, but I'll give it a shot. And I'm going to do the live version from Download 2006. So, all right, let's give it a try. Skullet Devon.
The unfortunate part of this wind is it's making the 16 individual pieces of hair of mine go all awry. Hey! Hey! Oh, yes. Everybody, take your pipe, put this in it, smoke the fucking piss out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Aftermath!
Jeez. Drumming.
Are you ready? Hey! Let's see some metal fist! Come on, baby! That's right! And the 15-year-old in me is screaming his fucking jeans! Bury your fucking head, you fucks!
And his voice sounds great.
Far from here, we
pretty intense. Yeah. I have mixed feelings about strapping. Um, Musically, obviously, very talented. Um, and gosh, that drumming, Gene, I can't remember what his last name is, but the drummer is this like perfect drummer. Impeccable. That's the word I'm looking for. Impeccable drummer and timing. I mean, even if he's playing to a click or whatever, that's like a relentless beat to carry for a whole song. And when it kicked off, I was reminded of years ago, I saw a band called The Sword live. And before I saw them, they were opening for Metallica. Before I saw them, I looked on their, I think it was MySpace at the time, their MySpace, and their little description of the band's sound was that they sounded like a herd of buffalo running off a cliff. And that's what I thought of when I heard this song start. Just a flurry of noise and fast. And but I guess my mixed feelings come from the content too. I mean, I was trying to make out what he was saying, and I don't know, some references to like the gates of hell opening for you, and so something about bow down to Krishna, bow down to Jesus, a couple other things I can't remember. I mean, a little bit about myself. I am a Christian, so probably not a lot of Christians listen to this type of metal. There's Christian metal, but there's a lot of metal like this out there, and I listen to a lot of it because I enjoy it musically, but I also try to be a little discerning about what I fill myself with. And I mean, I've known friends who all they listen to is like black metal, and they're pretty dark individuals, so it can affect you. So I try to limit kind of what I listen to, and especially if it's like really obstinate towards like what I believe, then I probably won't listen to it as much. And I think that's maybe where I get mixed feelings about Strapping Young Lad, because the things that he sings about, even in DTP, but more so in Strapping, like they were more extreme, and that like, his goal was to be more more in your face and more aggressive and offensive and all that. So I get that, but I think from what I've heard of him in interviews and stuff, like personally where he's coming from is a different place than I am, of course. And so I just try to keep that in mind as I listen to stuff. But anyway, not to be all preachy about it, but yeah, it's kind of a dark band, Strapping Young Lad. I mean, whether it was all done for show, you know, to be shocking or whatever, like Marilyn Manson or Slipknot or whatever, the aggressive, like wild appeal, you know, whatever the reason behind it is, there's something to it that just has a darkness about it, and and aggression. And even Devin, like when he's playing and he makes those like kind of like demonic faces, you know, he's like, it's like a angry, evil face, and whether he even knows he does that, I don't know, but it's just all kind of part of the image and the message that's communicated. So anyhow, I'll listen to some more of their stuff, but like I said, I try to be a little bit discerning about what I listen to, so we'll see how much of it I get through. So anyway, thanks for the suggestion. Be well. And if you have anything else you want me to listen to, shoot me a comment or message or whatever, and I'll check it out. All right? Bye.